Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. So the next video that I wanted to focus on today is just really focusing on the notion of why one should truly believe in self. To put it plainly, just believe in yourself. And there's a little quick story time behind this, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. So believe in yourself. Quick story time. So this past week, let me just take it back a bit here. I am one, I love like little, quotes and positive quotes and sayings that I usually like to post up around my space. And sometimes it may be in the form of a picture, or maybe something I might print out, or I might see like a little craft sticker, like if you go to a craft store, how they may have like positive quotes or words, and you could just kind of like use those to create like vision boards or things like that. I like those little dainty pieces too. So on one of my pieces that I have in my space, I have it, my nose itching. I had this like little dainty piece. It's like about maybe this size, very small, and it said, "Believe in yourself." Now what's funny, I have to laugh about this because I had it stuck up against another positive quote. It was a piece that I had in my bathroom. And I remember I came in from work. It was hanging off halfway, like it was like one side just dropped and the other part was still hanging on, just dangling there. And I was like, okay. I kept thinking that's odd. So of course, me being me, I went back to lift the other side up, pushed it back in, and I'm thinking that was it. I think it was maybe a day or two later that passed. I came back in from work again. That piece at that point, I think, completely fell off. It fell off on both sides. Now, what I found to be so interesting was because it was the same little piece that said, "Believe in yourself." 155 as I'm saying this. I was like, okay, this must be a sign, a complete sign here. So what I actually did instead, I actually wrote that phrase down. Yes, so it said, "Believe in yourself." So I took that as a sign and I actually wrote that quote down. Now, fast forward. I actually was looking through some old notes from today, looking at some stuff I wrote down as some possible topics that I want to discuss with you guys in the videos. I saw one particular phrase in my notes that I completely forgot that I wrote down. And it's "believe in yourself." So it's kind of funny how this had panned out. For this past week, this has been popping up quite heavily, and even in my past notes, I totally forgot about it. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about this today. So I honestly feel that it's really important for one to believe in themselves because of the fact that at the end of the day, you are the one that's running this vessel, right? You're the one that has to deal with this vessel on a daily basis from birth to ascension. And at the end of the day, you have to love you. You have to make it work for you. So it's good to be that way because believing in yourself, it gives you a sense of a positive aura, and others start to see that, they witness it. And it may be something that can actually help them to be able to have such a positive aura about themselves on an individual level as well. To never be in a predicament where you give that power to someone else. Never be in a position where you will allow another individual to have the control of how you feel about yourself, whether it's good or bad. Because in doing so, you're giving them the reins, the control of the situation. And that is doing nothing but depleting who you are as a being on this plane as well. Because remember, at the end of the day, when you first came into this earthly plane, did you even know that person or those group of individuals? Chances are you didn't. Or you may have in terms of past lives, but that's another topic for another day. I'm pretty sure there's so many videos about it. If you know, you know. But I say all this to say that You know, if one truly believes in self, the possibilities are limitless in a good way. It's truly all about perspective. You know, I always had this saying, and my coworkers used to laugh at me about this, but it was a very valid statement. A positive outlook equals positive results. It only takes one positive perspective in one's day that could lead to a plethora of multiple positive results to come from it. I remember working in a space where we had to focus on getting certain tasks done. It's in reference to education, because if you guys remember, I was in the educational space for close to 20 years. And I have to tell you, there's been plenty of times where some of my co-workers would ask me, like, Jessica, how did you do that? But, you know, they would just be in such amazement about it. Even my managers. And I would say that. And I remember one of my coworkers laughed at me because I guess he thought it was kind of cheesy, which it was. But I truly believed it. I believed it with heart. And I think I mentioned this in another video as well, one of my earlier videos. And even though it sounded kind of cheesy, I still stand by that notion. You know, not anyway am I saying that I'm naive to the fact that you're gonna have some bad days or some not so great days where it's kind of like a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. I get that, it happens. It's a part of life, this life cycle. But if you truly apply that approach in terms of having a positive outlook, and you know within self, without a question or any doubt, if you know within self that you're going to get a multitude of positive results from it. If you just go into it, I guess you could say, believing in yourself blindly in a positive way, what could go wrong? I really honestly think that a lot of the reasons why we face or we encounter these negative scenarios in our life is because we thought it before it came to fruition. So it kind of goes back to another video I posted. If you guys look deeper in my videos, you'll see I made a statement about how, you know, be careful with what you say, like how the power of the tongue could determine what happens next in terms of your existence, or the power of thought as well, because technically it starts here first before you spew it, before you speak it out. So you have to be very careful. We have to be very conscious about that. Don't just write it off as nothing. And a lot of times, don't write it off as like, oh, I was just saying it jokingly. No, you need to start taking it more seriously, hon, because the very thing that you're thinking and saying is what's going to help, and not in a good way. It's what's going to alter your existence. It's going to alter what you face in the days to come. So we need to get out of that mindset like, oh, it's nothing when I say this, or if I think that. No, you need to start reprogramming your way of thinking and speaking if you're hoping to see positive results come from all of it. In other words, don't write that off as something that's very light. Don't take it as oh, that's nothing that can come from that, because the reality of it all, the very thoughts you have, even if you think it's something that's very light or not, when it happens, you can't say you weren't warned. So it's really, at the end of the day, it really helps to be one that truly believes in themselves. You know, be your own cheerleader. You know, at the end of the day, if someone is truly for you, and those who are truly for you will support you. But don't let that be the driving force behind why you should truly believe in yourself. Let you be the driving force behind why you should truly believe in yourself. Let that sink in. That is all for today's quick video here. What do you guys think about that? I mean, the whole notion of believing in oneself is it's a statement that's been around for quite some time. It's been stated in so many different variations. But the point behind the statement is what's key here. Do you feel that to believe in oneself is something that's pretty difficult to do, especially on a daily basis? Do you feel that there's like a certain way that one can go about it in terms of conditioning on a daily basis to kind of keep that momentum going? What has been some things that's worked well for you whenever you felt like you were kind of getting down in the dumps and you started to dip off and forget that notion of believing in yourself? What are some techniques or things you may have done that got you back on track and in that positive focus to keep pushing? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. So as always, don't hesitate to update me on the other platforms or down below. Emails are just as good. You guys are still sending those emails. I really, really appreciate that. Definitely keep that going as well. For those who are unaware, yes, I do respond to emails. I do respond to the messages. So rest assured, I'm not going to leave you unread. I do. I understand that, you know, sometimes people, they need to get some type of response. You know, they need to know that someone's hearing them, that they're reading what they're sending, or, you know, what images they're sending over. And just know that, yeah, I'm one that I have that human side where I do respond to you guys. Rest assured in that. So until next time, you guys, I'm definitely sending you with love and light, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.